ishyire hano ibi hano ni ukuvuga ngo kamera iri hano wa muntu iyo twambaye iriya virtual reality ya kamera isimbura wa muntu
Yes, what? Brown?
Are you patient?
Sure. Yeah? Okay, Kiswahili kidogo. Unaelewa? Sawa sawa. Yes.
For example, in a meeting where the president is present, there's a time you can need to show his with the screen. So how can you do it in a free way?
Again, we are still thinking in the traditional format. Yes, true. So again, it goes back to the very first principle, principle zero or law zero. Law zero, we say, why are we telling the story? Okay, we want to show the president, right?
Yeah.
On the screen. Then that means we use traditional if it's a conference, okay? But again, we want the president, we want somebody to attend, or we want to show the story of President Kagame at the convention center or at Parliament doing the State of the Nation address. Okay? And you have been invited as a guest of Parliament. Okay? So you are seated at the lobby. I don't know how your Parliament looks like, okay? But there are guests, we have places where guests sit, right? So if I want, my purpose is for you, for the viewer, to be a guest in Parliament and to see President Kagame addressing the State of the Nation, right? So in that sense, everything changes, okay? The camera now, because you're thinking of the viewer, so the viewer is always your camera now, okay? So who is the viewer? The viewer is a guest in Parliament. So where do we place where the guest sits at, okay? So that as President Kagame is addressing the nation, if he's over there, I'm going to see him over, okay? I'm seated there, and I'm seeing President Kagame is addressing the nation. Parliament, I'm in Parliament, I'm sitting in Parliament, I'm seeing President Kagame over there, I'm seeing my MP over there, I'm seeing other guests invited over here and all that, okay? But if we want President Kagame to be seen on the screen, that's a whole different model, because now that's traditional.
For me, what I'm just asking is, I am also a viewer.
Yes.
And this person is talking with that one, and they are highlighting someone, and me, I don't know that one. So how can I know that man if I put if they can't try to?
Still, that is very traditional media, 2D, let's call it 2D. That's very 2D oriented in the sense that an alternative would be, if it's few people, you can add, say, a name tag on that person for people to know who is this, okay? So, for instance, you're attending a workshop or a conference, like we were over there, and there's like speakers over there, okay? So you can add speaker names over there. Speaker 1 is this, speaker 2 is this, speaker 3 is this. There it becomes easier for the viewer to know that is the president of Gabon, that is the president of Rwanda, that is, yes? But always remember, in 360, you are in that space. So if you want somebody to be seen very much, or if you want somebody to see President Kagame here is very near like this, then that means you have to place the camera here or here, so that President Kagame is going to be talking to the camera, so that when you, as the viewer, you wear the headsets, you'll be sitting here and you will feel like President Kagame is talking to. I don't know if it's making sense.
Yes.
Let's do some practice with this today and we'll get to understand, okay?
Yeah.
So, very quickly, workflow. Where do we start, where do we end? There are 3 sections, okay? We have pre-production, okay? In pre-production is what we talked about, viewer's role. Who is this viewer? But we say there's always law number 0. Law number 0 is what's the story, okay? What's the story, okay? Before we even start pre-production, what are we telling? What are we doing? What story are we telling? Okay? And then we say space selection. Where are we? Where is this story taking place? In Parliament. Okay? During purpose of the experience. So, who is the viewer? The viewer is a guest in Parliament. Okay? And space selection in Parliament. It is Parliament. Okay? It is taking place in Parliament. What is the purpose of the experience? For the viewer to hear the state of address by President Kagame. Okay? And then ethical considerations. Are there aspects in Parliament that are not supposed to be seen? In post-production, you edit them, you blur them. We are going to show you. You cover them. Okay? So, like yesterday, remember the police were saying they don't want to be seen?
Yeah.
So there's a possible way of covering them. They can be seen as people who are